Good evening, Think Tank. What's happening, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? Good to see you, Doug. Dennis. Dennis says aloha. Are you someplace warm that warrants an aloha? It snowed here again today. Good to see you, CJ. Abe, how you doing? Merry Christmas to you, Scott. Or bah humbug. Yeah, I know. Josh says freezing in Nisswa. Yeah, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Believe me. So I'm actually running up Sunday to make sure I got all the hatches battened down on the cabin and all that kind of crap. So, but yeah, it's usually about 12, 13 degrees warmer where you're at, Joshua, than it is where I'm at, and it's cold here. So, good evening, Joe, Ken, three Kens on the call here, right in a row. Boom, boom, boom. I'm good. How are you, Zeke? Yes, happy holidays to you, Michael. It is that time of year, isn't it? Yeah, we'll give it a few minutes here. Let everybody pile in. Make sure they're getting here. Whew. It has been just a crazy couple of weeks. Let me tell you something. Actually looking forward to the holidays next week. Next Thursday, I think we probably will have a Thursday Think Tank call. I have to move it around a little bit. It'll either be earlier or later, or we may do it on Friday. That's a possibility. We might also do it on Wednesday. I think Christmas is Monday, is it not? And Christmas Eve is Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Michael, that's awesome. I bet that pulls like absolute flippin' mad. Michael says, killer list building. I put a purse in the magic box. I'll bet you can collect more freaking names by giving away a free designer purse than you can giving away just about anything else this time. A coach, okay? Yeah, I'll bet you're building one hell of a targeted list there, man. That's awesome. Good for you. Taking action with the magic box. Love to hear it. Oh, yeah, right. Other way around. Scott says Christmas Eve is Monday, Christmas is Tuesday. Yeah, if I'd have thought about that before I opened my trap there, I would have realized that. So, yeah, well, and that's why I kind of wanted to shy away from Friday. There's probably a bunch of y'all going out to get schnockered on Friday since it is that New Year's Eve holiday. I personally, I don't party on the New Year's Eve. I kind of think New Year's Eve's amateur night, as we like to call it. But a lot of people probably have plans with their wives or loved ones and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to address that as we get into early next week. And, of course, we'll have it posted in the members area. And I'll make sure and email everybody out. Yeah, Neil, I am all done with the drain tubes. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. So, yeah, but I got to tell you, just that 3-4 days that I was under, really, I finally just kind of feel like I got caught up today, and that's no joke. It's amazing. Well, when you schedule your time as tight as I do, and that's a holdover from I don't know. I guess that's just how I'm wired. When you running brick and mortar businesses, when you're in a service industry, and I owned auto repair shops. A couple of different times. You have to overschedule because you have to schedule enough work so when people don't show up, you still have work for your guys. And you kind of get in the habit of overscheduling, and it's something that really can bite you in the ass when you lose a little bit of time. So let's see. He's trolling through the question box. Corinne says, what is SMS Hotbox? I saw a webinar coming you. Yeah, exactly. And that is, we may just combine that with the Think Tank call, because I am doing that for Mark next Thursday. SMS Hotbox is Mark Helton's WSO that launched today. I mailed it, and it's an excellent product. It's very similar to our Magic Box in theory, or in business model. although Mark is just using, just a regular cardboard ballot box and actually pen and paper. But he's taken this thing out, both he and William, locally there in Las Vegas, and they've gotten some just unbelievable results with it without our Magic Box software. So all of you guys in the think tank that have access to the Magic Box software, you really are in pretty good shape. And as we just pointed out here on the call, we already have some people that are pretty damn successful with it as far as building a list. So that's a resource you have access to for being part of the Thursday Think Tank. Make sure and take advantage of it. So let's see. Phil says, why did you tell us to buy it then? Because I still think it's excellent training. I think Mark's take on it is excellent. I think his approach is phenomenal, and I think it's a very worthwhile WSO. Is the OTO worthwhile? Yeah, I think very frankly for you guys that have the Magic Box software, that have been through Ken's training, I think the OTO is more worthwhile than the front-end product, because the OTO is the graphics pack, which we could use with our Magic Box software and with our acrylic Magic Boxes. The graphics are absolutely phenomenal. I know he's got more coming. So I mean, you got to keep in mind here, guys, that it's $9. We get spoiled as warriors. We get so used to $9 being a big purchase, and the reality is, it's just not. Eric and I were talking about last night. I just acquired with a partner of mine another offline brick and mortar business, engineering firm and laser cutting company, and there's $3 million and $1.75 million machines in that building that just to get a maintenance guy up to grease them costs $7,000-8,000. So our cost of doing business when it comes to buying a WSO, it's pretty trivial, really. So anytime I see a tool that I think is good, that's going to save me a boatload of time and give me some awesome tips and techniques, for $9, it's worth it all day long. If you guys have ever outsourced graphics, and we have, we can spend, you can spend thousands and thousands of dollars getting graphics done, like Mark's selling you for $17. So the graphics alone, in my opinion, are worth it. And he's got some interesting takes on it. As far as the actual business model, there's a couple of things in there that are worth the price of admission, so to speak. So what I wanted to do tonight was just kind of have an open brainstorm about SMS. We haven't done that in a while, and I know most of you are SMS marketers. So if anybody wants to jump on the call and has a microphone, just put your hand up or punch something in the question box, and I'll be more than happy to bring you on the call. We can have that kind of discussion. If anybody's got a business model or a business situation that they would like to brainstorm, that's what I'd like to use tonight for. When we originally started doing the Thursday Think Tank, that's one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we did. And for a while there, we were brainstorming some really killer business models, and that's a little my fault. I've been a little absent from the Facebook group over the last 2 weeks, and it's really just been a function of me getting caught back up. And I'll be more active now that I am caught back up over there, because that's really where the power of this group is. That's definitely where the power of this group lies, is the fact that we all have the ability to help each other and brainstorm those new business models and those types of things. CJ, can we talk about the plugin I want? CJ says, yeah, absolutely, CJ. If you've got an idea for a plugin that you want to throw out there and you'd like to get the group's input, we can absolutely do that tonight. Joshua says, missed last week's webinar on WB SMS 6.0. Is there a replay anywhere? Yeah, there is. Where is it? It's at Wrecking Ball SMS. Let me put it in the chat. I'll show you. The replay is up. We do actually still have just a little bit of room on that short code too. So the replay is up, and there is a buy button under it still. I think we've got about 7 or 8 more spots that we have allocated for our own internal group. We have a few spots set aside for some future affiliate promotions. So we do have a little bit of room here. Let me put this in the chat box. It's at wreckingballsms.com/V6, and I'll send that out in the chat box. So that's where the Wrecking Ball version 6 replay is sitting, Joshua. Make sure and check that out. It's good stuff. Let's see. You never posted the PDF from... Yeah, I did, Neil. It's in the Wrecking Ball SMS site, not in the Thursday Think Tank. You're talking about David Yeager, and it is over there, or at least it was. We are moving some stuff around. I suppose it's possible it got deleted, but we'll check that out. Yeah, Doug points out that Mark's WSO has a mobile landing page in the WSO. That's a good point. We don't have any of those built into Wrecking Ball version 6, but we can probably come up with a couple of them. That's very frankly, I think that's the perfect situation for PLR. Just my opinion. I'll help you any way that I can, and if there's a big call for that, we can do that. And get you something. But there's so much PLR out there, and that's the perfect use for PLR, So if you're stumped, if you're hung up and you're looking for a mobile landing page for SMS, a quick Google search of mobile landing page PLR or a quick search of the Warrior Forum is probably going to find you some pretty nice stuff in the sub $20 range. So let's see. David says, does the appointment reminder system integrate with calendars like the iPhone, Outlook, etc.? Not directly, David. We're actually working on a way to do that, to integrate directly with a couple of different calendar styles. It's a fairly simple script, and for instance, with the Google Calendar, there's a couple of Google apps that I took a look at that can make an HTTP post. Anything that can make an HTTP post will integrate with the appointment reminder system. So there's a couple of plugins out there that I found that I think will integrate the Google Calendar, the Gmail Calendar, with the appointment reminder system. So we're looking at different ways to do that, and if you have a specific need for it, we can try and help you out with the development of what you're trying to do as well. Let's see, timing for version 6 and the shortcode. Shortcode auction will be starting next week, and we'll get you the dates coming out of Christmas, and everybody will have plenty of time to get in there and make a bid on the keywords they want. That's no problem. And then we're hoping that version 6, we'll start testing that late next week as well. Or start distributing test copies is what I should say late next week. So, and then we're hoping to be out of beta with it by mid-January, so right around the 15th. I mean, obviously things can go wrong, but that's our plan, our hope, and our intention. So let's see. Doug says, I like the plugin that was brought us in our Facebook group. I believe that created a pop-in on websites to enter contests. I didn't catch that over there. I'll pop over there right after the call and take a look at that, Doug, because we are looking for the next stuff to develop. The coupon builder is just about wrapped up, and the WPPM is well on its way. So it is time to start talking about the next software to develop for the tank. So probably what I'll do is make a post over in the Facebook group tomorrow, and we can start taking a look at all of those things. Yeah, Anthony, there is some changes for the coupon builder. And Eric's not, well, Eric is on the call, but he doesn't have a headset or a mic, I don't think. But I think, don't quote me on this, I think the next version release of it is probably going to happen over the weekend. Might be Christmas, okay? But we've added the WYSIWYG editor to the content manager. We've added most of the stuff that we talked about on last week's call. So most of that is in there, and there will be another release of it very, very soon. Let's see. Corinne says, I would like to offer the SMS appointment service for offline doctors. Is a new version coming up for your appointment reminder, or all stable and working fully? No, the appointment reminder is completely stable. There's absolutely zero bugs that we're aware of. It's a complete done deal. Go sell it, man. Make it happen. Because, yeah, it's done. It works great. We have not found any issues with it whatsoever. Can I use Magic Box software with other SMS platforms? Does it have to be Wrecking Ball? Charlie, you can use the Magic Box software with, if your other SMS platform can take an HTTP post, then it can be done. So it's doable. Obviously, we're not necessarily going to be able to tell you how to make it happen outside of telling you the parameters and the variables that are passed. It would be up to the other company then to read those variables. Let's see. More questions. Does the Wrecking Ball integrate with Aweber? Version 5 does not. Version 6 will. Yeah, Frank says, Dave was wondering about the software you were working on for project management. How are you doing with that, or am I mistaken? No, Frank, we're trucking right along. As a matter of fact, what we could do, I don't have it queued up for tonight. On next week's call, let's do that. Let's take a look at the WordPress PM system, and let's get feedback from all of you guys, because it is far enough along for us to get feedback as we finalize it. I think it's very, very close. It's going to do all the things we originally talked about, and we'll be able to let's do that. Let's do a group call on it and get everybody's input. Scott says, what about non-premium keywords? Non-premium keywords will be available for sale at the time that the keyword auction is launched, Scott. So mid-next week. Let's see. Joshua says, I want to approach Lee J at Zorba's. Nobody but me and Joshua knows who that is. With Wrecking Ball, they already have a current SMS plan kicking, but it's not as sweet. Yeah, right. I actually, I didn't get to Zorba's, and they were on my list. But you can have them, Joshua, since you're in the area. Zorba's is a pizza place up in the Brainerd Lakes area, you guys. That's what Joshua was talking about. Joshua, find out the details of their current provider and hit me up on Skype. I'll be more than happy to work with you on the transition on that one. So, very frankly, I think if you're going to make that play up there, Moonlight Bay and Manhattan Beach also, I think, would be real good candidates for a good SMS campaign. They're just nightclubby enough. I actually pitched the Wharf at one point in time and got shot down by the Wharf. Just a little insider knowledge, but you could try them again. But yeah, Moonlight Bay and Manhattan Beach could absolutely benefit from an SMS campaign. And try the Wharf again, man. I couldn't get them, but you might be able to. And you know as well as I do that the Wharf in the wintertime is a ghost town, so they could absolutely benefit from it. Let's see. Lou says, would you explain bidding for keywords? You know what, Lou? No, I'm not going to go over that tonight. We'll go over that in detail when the keyword sale goes live next week. It's pretty simple. You're not going to have any problem with it. Driscoll says, could sell the appointment reminder system to almost every personal trainer in existence if it integrated with the calendars on their phones. They move. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at that. As a matter of fact, let me get a notepad open up here. So probably we're looking at Outlook and Gmail calendars, right? What else? We'll take a look at that and see if that can be done. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take a look at that because I agree with you. I completely agree with you. And now I lost my spot. I lost my place. In fact, I would like to integrate WPPM to integrate with CRM. It's a possibility, Michael. Let's take a look at that next week and see if we can't work that out. Can the SMS customer list work with the Facebook API to get demographic data for filtering to the list? If you collected the right information, that could be done. That's interesting. Let me do some snooping on that over the weekend, Rick. I like that idea. I see where you're going with that. That's interesting. My head's kind of getting all wrapped around that one. Let's see. Will WBSMS integrate with Traffic Wave? I don't know what Traffic Wave is, Lou. No, it doesn't currently, but I don't know what Traffic Wave is. Yes, the list of premium keywords will be out before the auction, Amadi. It will be out early next week. How will we upgrade for the final version of the coupon builder? When this next final version comes out, Phil, we'll have instructions on how to do that. Yeah, Josh, strong arm them. Let me know how I can help with the transition. And with the new short code too, Joshua, that's going to be a big draw up there. So let's see. Scott wants to know, does anybody have SM schema installed on a site that's working where the snippets are being shown in the Google search results? If there's anybody that has that happening, please jump into the call here and let us know. What is the SMS plugin wizard about? Selling SW. So that's a new WordPress plugin that does SMS that Ken Sarr launched today. I don't know much about it other than having read the sales copy. I haven't seen it. My gut tells me you guys don't need it. Most of you have Wrecking Ball SMS, and it doesn't look like it does everything that Chad Wyatt's plugin, his WordPress SMS plugin, does. So if you have either one of those systems, then I'm going to say that you absolutely don't need it. But if you're still looking for a simple SMS tool that integrates with WordPress, it looks like it's probably a viable alternative. How can we use web forms to capture mobile phone numbers from visitors? Code setting. Well, we can build a web form in the Wrecking Ball system. Yeah, Driscoll says whatever iPhone uses. Anyone on the call got an iPhone? Can you tell me what kind of calendar the iPhone uses? If somebody can let me know about that, that would be awesome. Dance is looking forward to meeting you in person in Fort Lauderdale the end of January. Yeah, if for those of you that don't know, I've been asked to speak at Mario Brown and Brian Anderson's local mobile summit, January 26th. The weekend of the January 26th in Fort Lauderdale. I will have a special discount link available for anybody that wants to sign up for that event. I should have that next week, so if you're on the fence about signing up, I do have a special link that I'll be able to pass out. Any interest on developing call tracking software with Call Whisper and Tracklet? Well, the Wrecking Ball system will do that, first of all. We've also got a Twilio plugin in the Twilio plugin bundle inside the Think Tank that does that pretty well. And then I've also got another call tracking software that if two of those don't do it for you, let me know. I've got another solution I can probably hook you up with. Will there be an SPS update to go with Wrecking Ball SMS, or is it all one thing now, selling the new features? Yeah, there is an SPS update coming. We're looking at that right now, whether that's going to be what exactly it's going to be, but we are looking at upgrading SPS. We're still on the fence, thinking about going a couple of different ways, but what I personally would like to see, I'd like to see SPS turned into a WordPress plugin, and we're not 100% sure that's what we're going to be able to do, but we are looking at that. Okay. Amadi says, type this in for SMS schema. Let me do that. Is this the one, Amadi? Let me scroll down to the end of the question box. All right, so there you go. There is an SMS schema review being pulled into Google search results right there, folks, in the number 2 position. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Let me post that. If you guys want to search for that, I'll put that in the chat box. That is the actual search phrase that brought that up. Okay, it's an iCal. Got it. Let me put that in here real quick. Now I'll take a look at that. Johnny says they won't let you on stage. Yeah, There was some confusion at Mario and Brian's last event. That's what Johnny's referring to. So let's hope that doesn't happen again. I also got attacked by a bird the last time I was in Florida. Did you guys ever hear about that? I went to leave and I got bumped off my flight, but my luggage wound up going. So the airline put me up in a hotel. The next morning, so Monday morning, I was walking to the convenience store to get some breakfast supplies. Now, keep in mind, I'm a big sweaty dude, and it's humid as hell, and so I wasn't in real good shape. And this big black bird started diving at me. I was just walking down a public sidewalk, and on like the 4th pass, connected with the top of my head, and I just bled like a stuck pig. So I wound up having to get on the plane all stinky and sweaty and smelly and covered in blood. So it was not a good trip. Yeah, so let's hope that doesn't happen again. How do I get into the Thursday Think Tank Facebook group? You just go there and request it. Let me put a link there. Let me put this in here. Okay, you just got to go in here and just request to be added to the group, and I will approve you when I sees it. Let's see. Jim says I sync 6 Google Calendars on my iPhone. Invite you to come talk in Sydney. It's summer here now. Yeah, man, I would love to. I'd love to, David. I may take you up on that sooner or later. My wife and I have never been to Australia. Been all over Europe. Never been to Australia. Never been to Africa. I'd really like to get to Australia one of these days. Let's see. Can the coupon builder be able to show a demonstration by the minutes with QR codes? I don't quite understand that one, Sam. Steve says, would like to see more seminars for SPS. Yeah, we need to have an SPS call. We absolutely need to do that because there's a lot of you that haven't seen it, and there's a lot of questions about it. Yeah, CJ, do you have a microphone? Would you like me to unmute you, and we can rap about that plugin real quick and get the group's opinion? Give me a yes or no in the question box, and I will unmute you. Ken says, got to leave early. Have a good Christmas driving south tomorrow. No worries. Appreciate you being here. Yes, Scott says, awesome on the Black Mamba. Thanks to whoever provided the info. That would be a Matty or a Matty Peets. Good customer. Been with me a long time. CJ, did you want to jump on the call here? Give me a yes or no in the question box, and I'll unmute you. Kevin Gallagher says, can you read the search phrase? Cannot read it on my phone. Yeah, the search phrase is Black Mamba CRM, as in Customer Relationship Management. So Black Mamba CRM Review. Black Mamba CRM Review. Perfect. CJ, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. How you doing, brother?
I'm great. I'm great. Yeah. I was thinking about for the longest. I was thinking about this mobile plugin, and it just came out one with a plugin that's similar to it, but it's not going as far as I want it to go. That mobile covert bar that only pops up when it's on the mobile site. That's as small as a smartphone.
I haven't seen it. I haven't.
Okay.
What's it called?
Mobile covert bar or covert mobile, something like that.
Let me try this. Anyone know what he's talking about and got a link? Covert Ball, B-A-L-L?
R, B-A-R.
It's got to be that guy.
Yeah, but it doesn't go as far as the one I wanted to make.
Okay, so this is a pop-up that. Oh, I did see this. I did see this. Yeah, so it's this thing right here.
Right.
Okay, so what's it missing?
It's missing is it solves the problem if we're using a responsive theme and we want to add a tap to call or anything like that. We can add a full tap to call directions pop-up like that, and even take it to the next level as a splash page pop-up, and click to close it and go to the regular site.
Okay. Okay. I wonder. Yeah.
Because the problem with responsive themes is it's hard to kind of accommodate the tap to call features and all those.
Sure.
But with an overlay of something like that, you can have tap to call or a tap to call, a directions button pop up, and still close it and go to the regular site.
Okay. All right. And then so this thing, I'll pick this guy up and take a look at this. I did see your Skype message too, CJ, but just about 20 minutes ago, so I apologize for not getting back to you. I will pick this guy. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick this thing up, and then let's take a look at it. Okay, so everybody on the call here, does everybody understand what this is? Does everybody get this? So this is basically a pop-up that only shows on a mobile device, correct, CJ?
Yes.
Okay, so then within this pop-up, is this just all HTML, or is it templated?
HTML. You can put anything in there, basically.
You can put anything in here. Okay. But it doesn't have any kind of editors in it to allow you to build an opt-in or any of that kind of stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay. So if we were doing the same thing, but had a pop-up editor built into it that could do the tap to call or could do the get driving directions or those kinds of things, that's what we'd be talking about here, right?
Right. More than one button, too. Yeah. You can put two buttons up there.
Okay. Okay, so this is the... this is the deal. So the title, subtitle, the button text. So this is what you're limited to with this guy, is this control panel right here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if we took this a step farther and had like email opt-ins and tap to call and things like that, that would be a pretty solid plugin, wouldn't it? What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think?
What's your email? I'll send you a PDF that I created.
Okay, yeah, it's here, I'll put it in the chat. It's localdavigo@gmail.com. Yeah, that would be great. If you've got that already laid out, we'd take a look at it for sure and see how difficult it is. Because I do like that idea quite a bit. So iOS, Android show on other smartphones, show not redirected. Okay. Yeah, CJ, shoot that over to me and let me take a look at it, and we'll get into it. And then on next week's call, we'll go over some ideas for it and see if there's something we can do with it. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Yes.
It's on its way now.
All right, cool, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at that one. I like that. All right. Let's see. Mark says, I have a suggestion for a variation of the viral campaign. Let's say we wanted to use a viral campaign for a contest. Each contestant can have one entry into the contest, and let's say that you have an additional entry into the contest for each referral. I like that, Mark. I can't scrape this out of here. Mark, can you copy that back out of the question box and shoot that to my email, which I just put in the chat box? I do like that idea. I see where you're going, and I think that's completely doable within the version 6. Oh, did I just get it? I just got it. I got it. Never mind, Mark. For whatever reason, it wouldn't let me copy it, but now the second time around it did. I like that idea a lot. Yeah, lots of SPS webinar would be great. You're absolutely right. We need to do another SMS or SPS webinar. Let's see. Yeah, Scott says he's grabbed a few of their covert series, and they do a nice job for the price. Absolutely, it looks like they do. A plugin like this would be awesome, but for SMS, let me see what's this one all about. Let's check this guy out. WP Prize Patrol. Dun, 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 dun. List building plugin. Mission 1, get the lead. Oh, I like that one too. Time limitations. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick both of those guys up, I think, when I get off the call. I think you guys are on the call just to get me to spend money. But that's okay. I buy all of this stuff. I buy all of these plugins, man, because you just never know when you're going to need it. And like we talked about earlier in the call, it's a very, very small investment when in comparison to a brick and mortar or a real business. I mean, it's just nothing. Jennifer says, what happened to the WPPM? Jennifer, you're late to the call. We are going to talk about it ad nauseum next week. We're in the home stretch with it. So what we're going to do next week is I'm going to get it all queued up, and as a group, we're going to go through it and see what it's still missing and what it needs, and give you guys input on it, just like we did the coupon builder. And then we will wrap that up. And Jennifer, I know you want to get involved in that, so after next week, that will probably be good timing to get you involved, because it'll be far enough along to really leverage your project management skills. Let's see. Scott says, great thinking, CJ, with an exclamation point. I agree. We're going to take a look at that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, good point, Rick. Rick says, Dave, you can do a file save to the chat box log. Yeah, I always forget about that, but I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll just come in here and scrape this. Let's see. Scott says, that's the one I was thinking of. WP Prize Patrol would love to see that strategy incorporated into the Magic Box as well. That's entirely possible. That was the first thing that popped into my head when I went to this page, too. For the pop-up, make a reservation or cancel a reservation. That would be really cool. Like, so if you installed it on, an oil change or a restaurant website, and when they went there on a mobile, it had a pop-up that allowed them to schedule a reservation. I like that. Dave, the WP Patrol OTO is worth it alone. The graphics are awesome. Johnny Florida says, where are your sidekicks tonight? Eric's here. He's hanging out in the background. We've got Ed wired in. Ed's busy on version 6 tonight, so we told him to stay on that instead of showing up for the call. Plus, Ed's had a nasty respiratory infection for like the last couple of weeks he's been fighting off. So Ed don't sleep much, and it's showing up in his health for sure. So Eric and I actually had to jump on him a little bit the other day and tell him to knock it off and take it easy and get some damn sleep. So C just says, here's a simple SMS pop-up, but it works on Signal HQ. All right. I will take a look at that one after the call as well. What do you guys need on the Thursday Think Tank? I want to get that one out of the way here. We're about 45 minutes in. What do you guys need? What alone? What do you guys need? What should we be gearing up and doing some calls on here in the think tank? And that's tonight. I just kind of wanted to do this open brainstorming and Q&A and just kind of see where you guys are at and find out how we can help you going forward. I know we got excellent response to a couple of different guests that we've had in here over the last month and a half. Sales materials, marketing ideas, getting clients. Got it. A badass CRM system. Okay, software-wise. Boy, that's not a bad idea either. You know who's good at CRM systems too, Lou? Ed. Right, yeah, Dave says when Twilio finally makes their way to Australia, he won't have time to sleep either. I need a CRM system that utilizes Skype or Twilio, preferably Twilio. Sales funnel, okay. In-depth training on how to use Wrecking Ball. We'll actually be having a series of webinars, Paulette, starting again next week on Wrecking Ball. I don't want to do that inside the think tank here because not all think tank members have the Wrecking Ball system, so that really wouldn't be fair to them. But we were running weekly webinars for Wrecking Ball, and that'll be picking back up as we go into the first of the year. So we'll be covering a lot of that. Let's see. Integrate CRM like Office Autopilot. Yes, Roy says, any ideas in the future for using Facebook apps with Wrecking Ball SMS? Yes, Roy. It's on my whiteboard in my office. I've actually got some pretty kick-ass stuff on using Facebook apps with the Wrecking Ball system. I'll make a point of doing a call on that very soon. Let's see. Okay, Kent says a mind map with the Wrecking Ball SMS with all the plugins showing the integrations and sales funnels. Okay. Mark Helton does have a CRM based on Twilio. You're absolutely right. Yeah, is there a T-shirt update? Yes, I'm glad you asked, Jim. Company number one that I had placed the order with, which was customincSomething.com, completely dropped the ball on it. I have reordered with a company called Threadbird, which is a professional company, and I think the holidays may throw a wrench in this, but I'm almost expecting to have them by the first of the year. So it's not forgotten about. You guys are getting your T-shirts, but it did go as bad as it possibly could have gone, and I learned something about the garment business. Yeah, Doug, I've got extras coming, so when I get them in and we get them all shipped, I ordered everything at about 10-12% over to make sure that I had a handful of extras for people that would want them. So I'd like to sign up for the Think Tank just for the Magic Box system. Can you email me what I would need to use it with my SMS system? That way, yeah, that might go easier the other way around. Charlie, what SMS system are you using? And when you say use it with your SMS system, like you may be able to trigger a campaign with them, but you're going to have to use Twilio with the Magic Box software. There's no getting around that. If you want to, well, I shouldn't say that either. If you want to send out the winning code via text, you're going to have to use Twilio. You may be able to trigger a campaign with Lime, but I would have to take a look at their API. I will do that for you tomorrow and get you an answer on that. So it looks like you guys need some more prospecting stuff, and they're offering a kiosk system now. Okay. Does it suck, or is it expensive? Lime's kiosk system? I did see something about that a couple of days ago, too. Somebody brought that to my attention. I mean, very frankly, I don't want to turn you off of our software, but if you're with Lime and you like them and you like their service and you're going to continue using them and they have the system, it will be just substantially easier for you to use their kiosk system unless there's a real dramatic reason not to. But we can take a look at it for sure. Gotcha. It's just not as cool as a Magic Box. We might be able to figure that out. I'll take a look at that. Let me put that in my notes here coming off the call. I will check it out and see if I can't figure out what the day. Think Tank 30-day challenge. Neil, elaborate. Elaborate, please. What do you got in mind, Neil? I do like 30-day challenges. What do you got in mind? Neil just put in the question box, Think Tank 30-day challenge. Organized launch for cash. I don't know what that means either. I don't understand. Keep going. Keep elaborating. Like a mastermind run for a business startup. I see what you're saying, I think. So like a 30-day... So like to get you up to speed, so from zero to hero in 30 days kind of a situation with SMS. That's what you're looking for. Okay. How many of you guys would be interested in doing something like that? Because I could put that together. I don't know we're going to do it one night a week on Thursdays. I think it would take a little more involvement than that. You know what I'm saying? But is there a bunch of people that would be interested in doing something like that? I could start laying that together, putting that together if there's enough interest in it, but I can't do it for like 3 people, Okay. Looks like there's a handful. You know what? this is what I'll do, guys. I will. Okay. All right. All right. Lots of yeses. I'll send out an email sometime next week and put that together and see how many people are interested. Because in order to do it right, it's going to have to be minimum of a couple of calls a week. It probably more like 3 or 4 calls a week. And there would have to be some pretty stringent conditions where if you're not taking action, I'm going to boot you out. If I'm going to put that kind of time into it. But I'd be up for it if there's enough people that think they could use that help. So let me think about that and get an email out and kind of take a survey. That didn't work. There it is. My laptop is 6 or 7 months old, and half of the keys on the keyboard, the letters are rubbed off. It pisses me off. You would think, well, we can put a man on the moon, we should be able to come up with ink for a keyboard that doesn't rub off. Yeah, Joe says Jay Fairbrother has a really good course that may help folks as an alternative, and Jay wants to get involved here too. Jay and I have talked quite a bit over the last 3-4 weeks, and he desperately wants to get involved, so we may be able to get him involved in this thing too. Let's see, what else we got? Knowing what I know today, Dave, what would you recommend for a strategy? You know, if I had to pick one thing, Neil, and you're not going to like this, but the bottom line is you just got to get out there and start selling. You just got to start pushing your services. You got to cold call. You got to meet with people face to face, you know, and just make it happen. I don't necessarily believe in strategy because every single business can benefit from what we do. It's just a matter of putting the work in, you know. Who wrote a proposal today? You know, how many of you on the call wrote a proposal today that's going to a business for any service? You know, is there anybody on the call? And, you know, because, okay, there's a handful of you. But the reality is nobody likes doing that. And that's the kind of shit you just need to force yourself to do. I mean, it's work, you know. So as far as strategy goes, my strategy is going to be decide to do it and then stick with it until it happens, you know. That may take 2 weeks, may take 2 days, you know. So, but as far as strategy, I mean, if you want, what do I prefer, cold calling, face to face? I'm a walk in the door and talk to people kind of guy. I just am. You know, I'm a show up unexpected and make it happen kind of a guy. And with SMS, that's a little easier to do than with most things because you can usually show people demos, you know, in almost every situation. So, let's see. Josh says would be interested in a Thursday think tank which covers overcoming the majority of okay, so objection handling. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else? Yeah, right. The strategy is to open your mouth and speak. I mean, it is for me. Now, that's not going to work for everybody, but that's what I'm comfortable with. You know, so Scott says, didn't write one but sold a free trial. Well, that's better than writing one. So, and Alexa says, we send out 3 to 5 proposals a week. So it sounds to me like we need to do this. we need to do this 30-day challenge where I can just walk everybody through start to finish. And we can probably get our buddy Ken involved in some of that too. Um, I'll put that together. I'll put it together for the new year. Michael says, Dave, tell me what you think. I'm using the purses to build my own list. I'm using the list to leverage with club owners to bring in customers to their club, and I'm collecting at the door. Not getting percentage of the bar yet. What do you think? I think that's brilliant, man. I think that's brilliant. I think one of the most powerful things you can do with text messaging is cross market. We've heard it talked about by very successful people in the past. Um, I, I think it's absolutely brilliant, Michael. I think that's the right way to leverage a list. Anybody can build a list for a restaurant and send out free dessert offers. The people that build the list using the restaurant and find a way to to promote the nightclub, those are the people that really make it with SMS. The cross promotion is where it's at. And Alexa, that's a good point. Alexa says that the Ninja process for objection handling, we're only taking on one client in your industry, in your section of town. If you want the slot, it's yours for the taking. Otherwise, we'll give your slot to this person. And I did the same thing. You know, when I was prospecting realtors and auto dealers, anybody who's been through my $1,000 a day, that was a huge component of my pitch, is I'm only going to be helping one realtor in your area. Now, you don't have to define the area. The area could be a city block. It could be a city. It could be a county, but scarcity works, you guys. There's a reason that people use dime sales on the Warrior Forum. There's one right on the screen right in front of us. Only 4 more at this price. Scarcity works. And exclusivity works. Boy, there's a lot of response to the 30-day challenge. I'm going to put that together, you guys. I'm going to put it together. So, yeah, we'll make it happen. What are the fastest ways to make money? I hate that question. I hate that question with a passion. As far as offline goes, I'm going to say SMS. And as far as SMS goes, I'm going to say realtors. But it doesn't matter. The fastest way to make money is right, to inherit it or rob a bank. The fastest way to make money is to get out there and don't give up until you make some. I mean, there's so many people. There's so many people that sit back and, if the software only did this, if I could only do this with the software, if I could only do this, if only I had better graphics, and they just put roadblocks up in front of themselves. It's ugly, and I don't want to bash anybody, so I'm going to try and not get up on the soapbox here. Let's see. Michael says, how do you cross-promote when people opt into a restaurant, and then later on you send offers for restaurant B, even though they did not opt in for restaurant B within the mobile guide? Is that within mobile guidelines? Well, Michael, I mean, you're going to want, the proper disclaimer at whatever the point of opt-in is. If it's a table tent, there should be some small terms and conditions, the fine print, as they say, that lets them know that they'll occasionally receive offers and messages, and the Mobile Marketers Association's got great guidelines about that. Keep in mind that's what they are. They're guidelines. They're not laws. Let's see. Yeah, Alexa says, bash me, I can take it. Yeah, what to say there? Doug says, and this is a great point, Doug says, I've been calling on realtors now for several months. You have to get in and find out what the big agencies are doing internally and what they're offering their agents. Then you can offer agents the services that the corporate can't do for them, and that's the key. I like that. That's a great way to play that, Doug. Michael says, Dave, what do you use to track your daily scheduled activities, and how do you ensure that you stay on schedule? Not enough, Michael. I use a Google Calendar, you know, and very frankly, I've been flying a lot more haphazardly than I like to for the last 4 or 5 months. We've had so many balls in the air. I've got so much stuff going on. On top of the online presence that you guys all know about and the software development, I'm also extremely involved in several brick and mortar businesses as well. And I've kind of backed myself into a corner tail end of this year. So going into 2013, that'll ease up. But the last really 6 weeks have been just absolute chaos. I've been working 16 to 18 hours a day, and I'm behind the 8 ball for sure. So I am feeling better. Thanks for asking, Alexa. Do I still build race cars? No, I don't, Doug. I gave that up a while ago. I have absolutely no love. I hate to bash the sport. I made millions of dollars building race cars, and supported many people. The industry, drag racing, was very, very good to me, but I have absolutely no love for it whatsoever. It's an industry that's completely built on ego. There's no team in it whatsoever, and it just doesn't sit well with me. So about 4 years into it, I really kind of lost my love of the sport. Driscoll says cars are for people who don't fly. I do enjoy that a hell of a lot more. I'm building an airplane right now, actually CH-750, David. I'm about halfway through it. So I think down where you're at, they call it a, what's the Zenith ripoff down there? I can't remember. The Savannah. Isn't that the popular 701 replacement down there? The Savannah? Let's see. Partner with a real estate broker and give them another rev stream for their agents from SMS. Yeah, there's so many ways, guys. And that's why I'm hesitant to just start throwing answers out here as to what's the best, because I don't want everybody running off doing what I say tonight, because I haven't really had a lot of time to think about that answer, you know. Dave, been looking at doing business with the city, and I found out that I have to get certified, and I found I can get certified through RTD, which is the bus system for Denver, which is far faster to get certified, just passing that along. Dave, I'm looking to do business in the city. I have to get certified. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, appreciate the tip, Michael. All right, guys. I'm going to take a look at, here's what I got for notes. We're going to take a look at calendar posting into appointment reminder, Outlook, Gmail, and the iPhone iCal. Ken says, Dave, if we survive tomorrow, yeah, don't forget the end of the world's coming tomorrow, so everything that we talked about tonight is completely irrelevant anyway. We're going to take a look at integrating SMS with Facebook API. I've got actually some phenomenal stuff that we can do with Facebook apps and SMS, and we'll go over that on a Think Tank call. Next week on the Think Tank, we'll take a look at the WPPM, and we'll talk a little bit about these 2 plugins that we looked at. I will pass this one, the viral variation, on to Ed. I think that's extremely doable. We'll take a look at the Lime API for the Magic Money Box, and we're going to look at the 30 days 0 to hero, which I will put together. Damn it. I will put together for the new year, and all of you that are asking for that will make sure and piece that together. Yeah. Let's see. Dave, remember there's no I in team, but there is an eat me if you look for it. Take care and have a great final night. Be well. Yeah, Merry Christmas to all of you guys too. Um, yep, got it, Zeke. Merry Christmas to all of you guys. We will do a think tank call next week. I'm not sure. What day it's going to happen. Might be Wednesday, might be earlier in the day, Thursday, but I'll get you guys out an email on Christmas Day and let you know what's going on. Alexa, yes, we did integrate most of your tweaks. We actually retweaked some of your tweaks. We do not have a Thursday Think Tank Skype group. We do have the Thursday Think Tank Facebook group. The I in team is hidden in the a-hole, says David. Oh, that's a pretty good one. That one deserves a t-shirt all by itself. Neil says, thanks for all you do, Dave. You're very welcome. And Merry Christmas from sunny Florida, says Johnny Florida. The Magic Box Skype group is great. Okay. Yeah, Ken's got so many damn Skype groups. I can't even keep up with them anymore. I'm going to piece all this together on this 30-day challenge. I like this. I like it a lot. If we do it, I want to make sure that we stay very, very focused and very on track with it, though, so we actually accomplish what we're talking about. I don't want to turn it into a free-for-all. I'll take a look at that, and we'll have some more information about that next week as well. So I'm going to wrap it up for the night, and on next week's call, we'll take a look at, like I said, the WPPM and these two plugins and see what we can get moving on that. And then I've got some guests lined up going into the new year that I know you guys are going to love. I'll have some more information about that next week as well. And we'll get the Facebook. We might have to do we might have to do a Tuesday Think Tank and a Thursday Think Tank the week after New Year's there. So we can get all of this stuff in. So happy holidays to you, Rex and Anthony. I appreciate it. Yeah, and Anthony points out, please don't drink and drive, everybody. That's something worth pointing out. So, yeah, please don't. Let's see. And Dave, where do you request to be a member of Facebook? It's in the chat box right now. If you go to facebook.com/groups/Thursday Think Tank, and you can request to be a member, and I'll jump in there and approve you. So I will talk to all of you after Christmas. Everybody have a great Christmas, and drink lots of eggnog, get fat, and do something special for a kid in your life. You know, that's what Christmas is for. It's for the kids. Don't forget that. So I don't have any, so it's real easy for me to say that. But let's keep that in mind, you know. Try and make somebody happy over Christmas, and I will talk to all of you next week. Have a great Christmas, you guys. Talk to you soon.